What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jorvik and welcome back to Cade City. This is episode 3 of my new Building Cade City season. As you can see, we have done a lot of progress since the last episode, so I'm just going to go ahead and run through some of the things that I've done off camera. So the first thing that I've done is gotten rid of the 4 buildings that were here. That was the Freedom Tower, that was the tower that was there, the MET Tower, and of course the other 4th tower that was on the corner here. And let me tell you, I finally utilized a feature that's been in Minecraft for a long time that I was too intimidated to use, but realized it was super easy. It was the fill command. Once I remembered that this feature was in this game, I had already destroyed 2 towers, and I was in the process of destroying the MET building, and I couldn't use TNT like I normally do because it was made out of bedrock. And then once I remembered that the fill commands existed, it completely changed the process, and I can't believe it took me this long to actually utilize this feature. So, in doing that, I was able to take like 10 minutes to delete the entire tower. Then I was able to clean up all of this area, fill in all of this space, clean up all of that in less than 5 minutes, which was super nice, and fill in a lot of these grassy patches that I will obviously fill in later. So yeah, let's just say that things are going to change on this world a lot quicker than they used to, especially since I am solo at this again. But let's go ahead and talk about the plan for this city now that all of that is taken care of. So we are standing on the site of the new Freedom Tower, and this is the start of the base right here. So I'm going to take you into my kind of like test world where I test out builds, and we're going to look at my design for the new Freedom Tower. Okay, so we are here in my test world, just a flat world. And this is where I test some of my builds. Obviously, since I'm playing on PC now, so my other test world is on my Xbox. But you can see here that this is my new design for the Freedom Tower. I have been playing around with different design elements, adding some like indentation, giving it more of a modern, updated look like I mentioned before. As you can see, I partially built this just to kind of see the different elements of it. But at its core, it's still kind of like the same design, just done a little bit differently. And you can see here that I have these windows here and these slabs and stairs to kind of give it this sort of futuristic look here, but incorporating the quartz stone. I believe that's quartz stone. Yeah, the quartz stone bricks and the deep slate bricks to kind of give it like, oh, it's been here for a while. So this is just some of the design, and we are going to be building this on the map, at least probably the base, because it will take a minute. So let's go ahead and get into the materials we're going to need for this build. Okay, so the materials that we're going to need are, like I said before, the quartz bricks, the smooth quartz stairs, the smooth quartz slab, cyan pane glass, cyan glass block, and of course the deep slate brick wall. So let's just think about this for a minute. Like, seeing it like on the flat world, it looks pretty big, but like seeing it here, it looks small. So hopefully when we get to the frame of the building in, we're going to kind of see exactly where it stands, and we'll look at it from afar. How is it going to fit into the skyline and all of that kind of stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and build this frame out real quick, and then I'll be back. Okay, so the first thing I did is go ahead to establish the corners. These are going to be the basic foundations for this building, and I plan on maybe implementing like a stairway in here. Maybe that can work, but as of right now, there's no plans for this space. It's just as a foundation. So let's continue with the build. Okay, so this is the first wall done. So now that it doesn't have all the extra decorations, you can kind of see what I'm going with. So I'm only going to make this, I think originally I had it 5, but I think I dropped down to 4 for this one. So in here I have these court stairs and these half slabs to kind of give this kind of like middle half block look. It's a full block look, but it's going to split the panes, which I think looks cool. And to do the panes, it's pretty easy. We're going to take our stained glass and we're going to come on the back here. And this is why we have this kind of extra block here on the side like that. It's just so it's easier to put this here. You don't have to put this here. It's just easier for me, and it kind of, if you're looking at it from an angle, it'll be okay. But so we're just going to put it on here just like that. So let's go ahead and do the other side here, and you can kind of see what the effect that I'm going for. Now obviously this is also going to be kind of covered too, like that. And for the doorway as well, we're going to put stairs on either end right here, and put a slab in the middle to kind of give it that little bit of an archway. But as you can see here from the road, and I guess from the sidewalk by proxy, you can kind of see the effect that I'm going for. And this right here is a perfect example why we put the block, because you can see through that. Unlike right there, you can see that it's connected to the inside block, so that looks natural. So let me finish the other 4 walls and we'll move on to the frame. Okay, and that is the base done. So now the next thing we're going to do, besides putting in the windows, I can do that later off camera. For the sake of this, I just want to build the frame. We are going to start on the side of the frame, and the reason why I wanted to do this, this is 27 blocks, by the way. It's 27 by 27 box on the outside edge. The last one I believe was 30. It was like right there where that little green pasture is. I believe it was 30. And the reason why I like to build in odd numbers is because for this particular building, it's going to come to a point. So just like how that one is divisible by 3, it comes to a perfect point. This one will also come to a perfect point. So in doing that, we are going to, I went ahead and put in this lip on the inside here, this overhang, because this is where our sides are going to start. So we're going to bring this up 15 blocks, including this block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that is going to be like each section as we go up. And so from here, we are going to bring this out this way and bring this out this way. Go ahead and delete those blocks, and we're going to put stairs here, stairs facing that way, stairs facing this way, as well as, I don't think there's a stair here. I think I put a slab here actually because it's just a single, but that kind of gives it looks like it has structure. And the next thing we're going to do is go up again. So so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we'll just bring this one up as well. There we go. And then we're just going to repeat this process. This is what it will start to look like on each side. Now how we connect each side. So over here, the bottom of the neck, so if we just get rid of this just so you can see, so there's block 15, that would be block 16, but it'll be like /1. You're going to connect the bottom, so we're going to bring this all the way over, and then you can just bring this up and then make sure it's below 1, and that will be the start of your next section here. And then again, not connecting it, we'll bring this over and drop that down one. So that's kind of how like we're going to look. So each of these squares are going to get smaller and smaller as we go up, which is really nice for building. But like I said before, we're going to put the stair, upside down stair, put it there, put this stair here. We're also going to put a stair here, and then each of these corners are going to have a corresponding stair like that. And so that's what it's going to look like. We're also going to put one down here, like so, like so. And so that's kind of what it's going to look like as we go up. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to build, bring in the lip again. So as we go up, there's going to be a lip every single time. So we're going to come here. And then this is also going to continue on the inside of the lip here. And this is where our glass is going to be. It's going to be receded back one. So just like that. So that's what this is going to look like. So yeah, you're kind of doing double the work, but in the long run, it's going to look really good. So let's go ahead and fill this in with glass. And so we're going to come over here to this corner, and we are going to place one glass here. We're going to look down. We're going to bring up the the fill button. So slash fill, and then you can see where my mouse is. You see that 237, that is the coordinate of what I'm looking down on. So we're going to type in 237 space 81 space 56. Okay, and we're going to hit enter. That's not going to do anything, but we're going to come up here now and come up to this corner, add a block there. We're going to come up here, do that, look down, bring up the function again. For me, you're going to press up on the keyboard. It's going to bring back the old command. Then we're going to hit shift, and then we're going to hit those key things, and then we're going to type in cyan stained, yeah, so we're in glass. And so you can see how it's going to come up here. So we're not going to use the panes, we're going to use the glass. Enter. Let me click this. Now hit enter. So that means, look at that. It is all filled in. And I actually, I think I misput in the coordinate here. So we're going to have to break this top layer. But you can kind of see how that fill works. And once I learned this, oh my gosh, it's like this game has changed for me, and I can't believe it took me this long. But yeah, so that's what it's going to look like. And we're just going to, so once we get the frame all built, we're just going to do this for each side of the pane, and it's going to take so much like quicker to put in the glass. But for right now, we're not gonna put in all the glass. We're gonna finish this frame up, and I will be back once that is done. Okay, so I finished one side, and I wanted to show you what it looks like. So as you can see, those squares keep getting smaller, 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 all the way to that point. So we'll have that effect once we do this on each side. This wedge here will get bigger and bigger and kind of give that shape of the tower. So let me go ahead and finish all four sides, and then we will start on the roof. Okay, so I went ahead and skipped ahead, just skipped the montage, I guess. But as you can see here, we have a lot done with the tower, so I'm going to quickly go over everything that I did while I was away. So you can see here that I have the main structure built, and I went ahead and did just two sides that are like completely done structure-wise without the glass blocks in there. You can see how different this tower is going to look from the previous version. I think adding the indent here with the pane really gives this like structure a lot more depth, and I kind of like it. I'm going to be honest, I really like it. I also went ahead and filled in one of the wedges side so you can see what this glass will look like. On the inside, it's pretty simple on like how to do these interlays, and there's actually a pretty good system, and I'm going to show you on one of these sides. So this system is pretty easy to replicate. You're basically just building the same thing, just indented one. Doing this allows you to put these glowstone on the edge between the glass and the brick, and it really gives a nice glow all the way up the building. And let me show you what I mean. So if we are down here on the ground floor, you can see that I think that tower looks really good, and I think once we start filling in around this area with other, you know, medium to tall buildings, it's really going to fill out this downtown area. But let's go ahead and change the time to night. That way you can see, actually we'll do midnight. That way you can see what these lights look like. So obviously we got to fill in the lights down here, but you can see that when all four sides of this is going to be lit, it's going to look really, really nice. Just like how all these buildings look nice when they're lit up at night. So let's swing around here and look at this from afar. Oh, yes, I really like that. So yeah, I think moving the Freedom Tower to that spot was probably the best move. As you can see here, I went ahead and connected. So that is the build limit. So that is basically how tall the spire is going to go. And because this is actually taller than the previous Freedom Tower that was here, because I think that building was actually just as tall or maybe a little bit taller than the old Freedom Tower, but now that tower is the tallest that's going to be in the city, at least probably for the foreseeable future. I don't think I'm going to build another building just as tall. I think this is going to be the tallest building and make this kind of a new center area that's really going to tie a lot of this kind of surrounding area together, and it's going to look really, really nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at doing the inside of this where these walls start to partition. You don't really have to worry about it on the first few levels. It's pretty easy to kind of replicate. You're just kind of filling in the sides here. Actually, this needs to be brought over, so we'll bring this across. And then once we get here, it's not really gonna matter because you're not gonna see the inside of this. But we'll go ahead and just bring that down, and by proxy we'll bring this up. So on the inside, we're just going to put the panes right here, all the way down like we did on the other side. But this is mostly for when these walls start separating and start going up. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to start behind this stair block, and we're just going to take this all the way across, stop right there, bring it all the way up, stop on that stair block, come all the way over to that stair block, and then bring it all the way up. And so you're basically just making that square on each of the square blocks. So you can see I kind of started on this side, so we'll bring that up. And then that's basically it. And then what I also do is I continue this to add it here. And then instead of continuing there, I come in one. So there's going to be 3 layers of blocks here. And then once we come over, we just basically just repeat the process. Bring it all the way up, stop there, come all the way over, stop there, and then we will bring that up just like that. So we have that. So now let's go ahead and put in the glass. You can kind of see what that looks like. We are going to be using the stained glass blocks. So when we start on the bottom here, it's going to be easy. We're going to just put it right there in the middle, bring it all the way up. And what I like to do is come to the equal with the stair blocks. Then we're going to do that, and then fill in that just like so, and then bring this all the way up again to the stair block. Then do the same thing with this one, all the way up. And then we're just going to repeat this process. So each layer basically gets bigger and bigger with each side it goes up on. And so you're going to be doing like all of these. So once that comes up, you're just going to bring this up all the way up there. And actually, no, that one's not going to stay. So you're not, so the ones that are stick out that are equal with the stair blocks, you're not going to bring up. That's my bad. But you are going to bring up the ones behind. So when you get up here, you're going to come over here, do the same thing, stair block, or equal with the stair block, do the diagonal, and then the ones that are on the diagonal, you're going to bring up just like that, and that'll start the new layer. And you basically just do that all the way up. So let me finish that up, and that's what it's going to look like. And once you like get going, that will be really quick. So when you get to the top here, how this is going to go is on these single blocks, when you get up here, this is going to come across, and you're just going to put a single block there. And then likewise up here, just a single block there. So I guess 2 blocks. But that just gives it that indent on the single ones, and then you're just going to fill that in with the glass. So on the surface, it's gonna be like it's gonna be 2 single ones, but because that's indented more, it's gonna break that up a little bit better. So it's not going to be as noticeable. And there you go. You pretty much have to do that with all 4 sides, and then we'll have the full glass structure built within the tower. Alright, so some time has passed. Obviously, I went ahead and filled in all of the panes, all of the walls at least, with the glass blocks. And I only did 2 sides of the building so far. I will finish these off camera, but you can see that this tower is coming along really nicely. We still got to add the detail on the bottom and some more accent pieces, but other than that, the tower is almost done. So let's quickly talk about the roof. So down here, I went ahead and built what I wanted the top of the building to look like, the spire, if you will. The one in real life, it sort of looks like this. I mean, like, you can't really replicate it as well. But all of this is smooth stone blocks with gray stained glass. And I did the same effect that I did with the top of that tower, because it does, adding that extra texture with the painted glass does look really good. And I went ahead and designed this in a way, this redstone torch is the very top of the world. And I had to measure it to make sure that I got the correct height. That way, when we go up there and build this, it will be perfect. So let's go ahead and go up to the roof, and I will show you my idea. Okay, so we are here at the roof, and I went ahead and filled in all this. So what you're looking at is obviously a circle. I just use different colored blocks just so I can visualize it without using all of these quart bricks. But what we're going to do is build a sort of observation deck. Obviously, when you're up here, you're so high up that you can't see anything, so it is kind of pointless, but it does add some detail to the top of this. So how we're going to do this is, let me go ahead and pull what I need. We're going to be using some smooth quartz blocks as well as some light gray stained glass. And we're going to kind of basically just build this circle. So what I have here is I counted back from the center actually, and I just went out 7 blocks on each side, making this a total of 15, so a 15 by a diameter. And then I just use a formula to determine what the correct number of blocks are going to be to create basically a perfect circle at least by Minecraft standards, using these dimensions, and this is what I got here. So we're just going to go around and replace all of these blocks and then just build this up one more, and then we're going to go in and do a smaller circle, and then we are going to work our way up to the spire. Now, as you can see here, from here to the top is basically what that is down there. I measured it down there. It's exactly 28 blocks. And so I went up here and counted 28 blocks down. So that should be exactly what we need. And depending on how much, I might add another section like down there. That's just what I built down there for the top. So let's go ahead and do this. And we'll come back to see what further designs we can do. Okay, so here is the observation deck. I think it turned out pretty nice. So what we're going to do is, as you saw in the montage, I went ahead and put some slabs here, and then I put these blocks here because this is going to be the start of the second circle. And while I can just do it, I want to show you exactly how I got these measurements. So let's go to the internet. So I am here on the website Plots, and if you are an old school Minecraft player, you're probably very familiar with this website. This is something that I've used a lot in my builds, and what this is that it basically shows you how to create some of these more complex structures, specifically the sphere, the ellipsoid, and the ellipse. As well as an observatory, which I think is pretty cool. I've always wanted to build an observatory on Cade City, so maybe I'll use this one day. But for the sake of this, we are going to use the ellipse. And this is how people get circles. I've also used this to make roads, like curves in the roads as well. But as you can see here, it's pretty simple. There's a 3D view. There is also a 2D view. I personally like the 2D view because, you know, this is way easier to read than the 3D view in my opinion. But so we're gonna take down here, we have a slider down here and down here, and this is your width and your length. And since we're on the 2D view, this is for your height, but we're not going to be using that. So we are going to go with 5. So we're going to drop this down to 5 this way and 5 that way. So you can see it's a pretty small circle, and now that I look at it, I think I actually want to bump this up to 7. I think 7 will give us more of like a better, more defined circle. So this is going to be the formula that we are going to be using. So this will be our center block where the spire is going to be, and we're going to go out 3 blocks on each side to give us the full 7 block. And then from here, we are going to determine that, okay, from the center block, we're going to go over 1, 1, and then 3. So this is going to be a very, very simple circle. But to show you what I'm really kind of going for, as you can see here, this is the top of the Freedom Tower in New York. And this is what the roof looks like. Obviously, this is from construction, but you can kind of see what I was going for. Obviously, mine's going to be a little bit different. But this is what it looks like on top, and then of course you have the spire here. Okay, so back in Cade City, we are going to be coming over here. So you can see here we have here the 5 blocks, but we're actually gonna come out one more. Let me go back to smooth quartz. There we go. And we are going to do this. Now, if you remember the diagram, we're going to come over 2 on each side, and then it was going to be 1, 1, and then 2, 1, 2, and this is basically just how we are going to build this. So we're going to implement this circle here, and then we'll break that one up as well, put those there. All right, and then we're just going to basically just repeat this up, kind of like how we did this. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's what I came up with just to break up this design a little bit. I think that looks pretty good, and obviously no one's really going to be up close to this, but from a distance it does look pretty good. Okay, so there is the start of the antenna, and I think it looks pretty good. Now all we have to do is put on the stained glass. All right, and there we go. The antenna is done. And now that I look at it, it does look kind of silly down here. So I think I'm gonna add these down here again. And these are 5 apart. So we're just gonna come down here. There's 4, 5 right here, and just add it there. And the way that I accidentally plan out things, we could probably, yeah, it's perfect. It's 5 down there. So I'm gonna replace these just to kind of help with the symmetry. You can put those there as well. Those there, then we come up here and put them there. And I think that'll be it for this build. Wow, look at that. I might continue to play around with this secondary circle. I'm actually thinking that I kind of want to fill this all in with glass. I think it'll just kind of look better and more complete. Yeah, I like that a lot better. But yeah, guys, that is the tower done. I mean, wow, look at that. That looks so good. I might tweak the roof a little bit, but I am really happy with the spire and with the overall look of the building. As you can see, it is massive. Let's just kind of come over here to this roof as we fall. Yeah, dude, this tower is, no pun intended, literally towering over the city, which I really appreciate. And I think that this will pull together this city skyline. And even from the bottom, obviously we don't have the bottom panes in or the bottom details, and we don't have all the glass in, but even from the bottom you can see the spire a little bit up there. And hypothetically, if you're driving along this road, you look up and you just see the tower there. Just, oh, it looks so good. I like this design way better. It's a lot thinner, it's a lot taller. I mean, it is to the world height limit. Between episodes, I'm going to finish up these design here. I'm going to finish up the glass, so in the next episode this will be a fully complete building. Obviously the inside won't be done. I'm going to figure out what I want to do for that. Maybe even put an office up there. But I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, guys, this concludes this episode of Building Cade City. I mean, look at that tower behind me. It just looks so good. If you want a more in-depth let's build on this for a step-by-step guide on how to build this tower, please let me know. If not, I mean, you can probably follow along with this video to build this building yourself. But anyways, guys, that'll do it for this video. If you liked this content, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell to be notified of when new episodes are going to be released. Building on Cade City, I think for the next episode we're going to focus on some smaller office buildings to kind of fill out this block behind me, and then we'll move on to the bigger project, which is the MET building, which we are going to put behind me over there. So there's going to be a lot coming in the future, so just, keep an eye out for that. My name is Jorvik. I'll see you next time.